A lot of crazy stuff has happened, but it's funny as we sit here. I'll speak for myself. I don't remember any of the bad times, just the good ones. So, Spirit, believe it or not, started flying in 1983. I think it was called Charter Air at the time. And in 1992, it changed its name to Spirit. So we've been in the air since 1983. What is that? 43 years. And unfortunately, that's over. So thank you for your support over the years. And onward and upward, right? Go. God bless you all.
Grounded and never to fly again as Spirit Airlines, the carrier's planes are tonight parked at airfields nationwide. Tens of thousands of customers stuck.
I have a family of 6. It's a couple $1,000s just to get home now because they decide not to fly us home.
After Spirit's creditors rejected a government bailout, the airline's chief financial officer wrote in a court filing today, there are no longer any viable paths to a restructuring or continued operations.
The airline ran out of cash after 2 bankruptcy filings in the last 2 years. Today, Spirit's CEO said there was no alternative, blaming the sudden and sustained rise in fuel prices. Jet fuel prices are up more than 70% since the war with Iran began.
Just like how things have been going on, they are trying to price the average person out of everything, right? Food, water, even affordable airfare, Disney trips, a trip to Las Vegas. They are trying to price the average person out of everything. They are trying to reserve things like travel, going on luxurious vacations. They are trying to reserve and cater towards the elite, high middle class, the rich only. It is playing right in front of our eyes, everybody. And it has gotten to a point where it is blatantly obvious. When these airlines look at their revenue, see the revenue that they've made at the end of the year, when they crunch all the numbers, when they see everything that goes on, they're looking at specific things, okay? They're looking for who are the heavy hitters, who are the people that are spending money on a consistent basis to make these companies more money, okay? Spirit, Frontier, and JetBlue Airlines, these are more so the low budget airlines, and this is not a knock to anybody who flies these low budget airlines. I've flown these low budget airlines, right? They serve a purpose. They get you to where you need to be on a for a cheap ticket, right? Most people don't want to spend 3, 4, 500 dollars on a United or Delta flight if you're only going from California to Texas, right? For a couple days. Nobody wants to spend hundreds of dollars if you can get it cheaper on a different airline. But the problem is people don't fly on a first of all, most people don't fly on a consistent basis, okay? Most people will fly maybe 1, 2, 3 times a year. And that's for specific reasons, whether it's spring break, summer break, or just going to see family for 2 weeks because you got, your job, your little 9 to 5 gave you your 2 weeks off. So now you're gonna go use that and you're gonna go back home for a little bit, and then you don't do that again for another year or two, right? Most people only travel 1, 2, 3 times a year, and that's on a very specific timeline. Like I just said, spring break, summer break, or vacation time frame, right? And that's when most of these airlines, these low budget airlines, see their revenue increase and jump up. And only then does it get to the level of a United or a Delta, right? Because United and Delta, those people, the people who fly consistently on a United or Delta, they don't mind spending 3, 4, 500 dollars just to go from California to Texas. See, but the difference is the people who fly United and Delta, they're consistent, right? These airlines are consistent. They fly on a consistent basis and they generate money. They generate revenue every single day. Whereas a Frontier or a Spirit or a JetBlue, they only see people on specific time periods, specific times throughout the years when they see their prices go up, where they see their stocks go up, where they see people who are, okay, we're going to pay $50 for a round trip. And it's gotten to a point where they can't where Spirit had to shut down because they don't have the income, they don't have the revenue, they're not making the revenue to keep up with the increasing jet fuel prices. I mean, we already see what's going on with oil prices, right? Jet fuel per barrel has skyrocketed, right? With the amount of money that these companies are bringing, they can't keep up with the need for jet fuel. The people aren't paying, people can't afford it, people can't fly. And so they didn't have a choice but to shut down. Not only that, but they're trying to restrict our movements, right? They're trying to make it so only the rich can move around, only the elite can move around. Society has turned into a rich man's game. Travel in a sense, right? In the past, travel in a sense was already a older rich man's game. But with the incorporation of airlines like Frontier or Spirit and JetBlue, it they these airlines have made it possible for the younger generation to see the world, to be able to experience something at a younger age, right? Which is good. Which is good. You know, let more people see the world, let more people be able to see that. But society is no longer doing that anymore. Society is changing. The system is changing, right? The average person is not going to be able to afford these increasing ticket prices anymore. The average person isn't going to be able to afford gas, water, food. Everything is going up. People can't afford vacations anymore. If you and like what people are going to say, I saw a comment earlier. I saw a comment on a video that I was watching earlier. Somebody said, "Oh yeah, don't just go fly just go fly. Just go fly a different airline." That's not the point. The point is all these airlines are going to increase their prices, right? Spirit Airlines gone. Frontier, JetBlue, they're going to increase their prices so that they can have more people buy, so they don't have to go through the same situation that Spirit just went through, right? I recently read in an article that JetBlue is on the cusp of bankruptcy. I wouldn't be surprised if all these lower budget airlines shut down here in the near future, and the only thing that people in America are left with is United, American, Delta, all these rich prices, all these rich airline expensive prices that go for $500 being the cheapest ticket price, right? One way, not even round trip. It used to be a point where a family of five could afford a couple days, a week at Disneyland. And now Disneyland is increasing. Why do you think everything is increasing in price? Everything, like a trip to Las Vegas is expensive. Most people can't even afford to stay here past a weekend, right? A trip to Disneyland. First of all, you got to pay for the tickets there. That's at least $1,000, right? Let's say tickets are $300 per person. 3 times 5, that's 1,500. That's 1,500 for 5 people for an airline ticket. Then you gotta get the hotel, right? You gotta pay for a hotel, however many nights you're gonna get. And then you wanna impress, you wanna make sure your kids know that you got it for you. Oh, or you got it for them. Like, oh yeah, we're not gonna have to wait in line. We're not gonna wait in this weather behind everybody else. We're gonna get the exclusive pass, right? We're gonna be able to get to the front of the line and be able to ride all these lines, right? Because you know daddy's not poor, mommy's not poor, we got it for you guys, right? That's what you think about that. You think about how everything adds up, right? You think about how everything adds up. By the time you get back from your vacation to Disneyland, you done spent like three three thousand $3,000, $3,500, $4,000, right? You done spent 4 grand in a weekend, and most people can't afford that. Most people cannot afford to be able to spend all that money. And then people are looking at the old system needs to come back. We want the old system to come back. We want We want something to change. We want something to we want things to return to the way they are. No, that's not happening. That's not ever happening again. It's either adapt or be left behind. I made videos about this a long time ago, a year ago. Adapt or overcome, adapt or be left behind. It's only a matter of time before everything and people are completely priced out of life. Gen Z, Gen Z and younger, they didn't even get a chance to experience they barely get to experience adolescence before realizing the writing on the wall. Gen Z Gen Z can't even get into relation like young Gen Z men, they can't even get women to want to talk to acknowledge their existence. Quite frankly, I feel bad for Gen Z men. Like you could even say, younger millennials too, even older millennials. It's gone to a point where these these kids in the younger generation, they're completely priced out of life, right? The modern woman is completely indoctrinated. She's gone. Like the modern woman has been programmed since she was what, 10 years old. From whenever she starts watching social media, she sees all these things about, oh, if he's not spending $500 on you on a first date and picking you up in a Lamborghini, then you throw them in the trash and whatnot. You just move on to the next one, right? These girls, man, they have this, they follow these things on social media, and then the younger men are completely priced out, right? By the time they get to high school, right, these girls are not even, they don't even acknowledge these younger kids, these younger men, their existence, right? And then by the time these younger men get into their 20s, it's too late. Like they've given up. Like you see all these younger guys, these younger men, man, you see the videos, like they just give up. They completely give up. They don't even want to deal with anything anymore. They checked out of society, right? They've completely checked out. And then people are talking about, oh yeah, we'll just go to the alternative. We'll it's okay. Everything's gonna be okay. Nothing's gonna change. I'm gonna live and die in my state. Okay, congratulations. That doesn't mean the system is going to change. It's not the fact that things are going to be better if you live and die in the state. This is the state of this is the new economy, okay? It's not, you're not safe where you're at in this country. It's the changing of a new economy transforming into a new system, okay? And most people for some reason cannot see the writing on the wall, and it blows my mind, right? It blows my mind when I see people lollygagging and people just pretending like everything is going to be okay. Gas prices continue to increase. Jet fuel is not going to, come down. Only the top airlines are going to be able to continue to stay afloat. Society is continuously deteriorating. This game, it has fully it is showing you in real time that the things that are happening now is it's a rich man's game now. It is a rich man's game. And if you don't, it's either adapt or be left behind. Everything is going to be catered towards the rich and the elite. Why do you think everything has increased so much? They are trying to price everybody, the average Joe Schmo, they're trying to price you out of life. They're making it so you can't afford anything. They're making it so you are not going to be able to have basic necessities. They're making it so you don't have the ability to fight for yourself. Like forget fighting for the for the economy if you don't want to, but at least fight for yourself, right? At least fight for yourself and give yourself a fighting chance. Don't just be left behind. But most people just want to be left behind. Most people don't care anymore, and that goes back to one of my other videos. The willpower of the American people has been destroyed, has been sapped right out of them, right? Because they've given you comfort food. Think about this, it has gotten so bad to the point where you can't even, like, a meal, a basic meal for one or two from McDonald's used to be under $10. It used to be $7, $8, right? Now, a meal at McDonald's for 2 or 3 people is 25, $30. You can't even this really, like, I had a thought about this yesterday too. You can't even poison yourself with this garbage food cheaply. Like, you can't even eat unhealthily cheaply anymore. It's too expensive to poison yourself. Like, I couldn't believe it. I could not believe it when I really thought about it, right? What used to be a cheap meal at Chipotle, what used to be a good high protein meal at some of these, like, these little Hawaiian grill out places, is now 20 $25 easily for one meal, right? All of these companies, all of these organizations are realizing and catering towards the rich, the elite, the high middle class. And for those of you that are currently in the low to low middle class, regular middle class, you're asking, well, what about the middle class? What's going to happen to us? It's over. Okay, it's over. That's just all there is to it. It's over, which is why I keep harping on, you have to get better. You have to be a jack of all trades. You have to be able to understand what direction the world is headed towards. Automation, AI, creating a website, being able to learn skills, leveraging your skills, leveraging your American dollars. If you want to go to another country, leveraging your American dollars to another country to be able to live, right? Because if you're in this country and you just continue to stay flatline, just flatline for the next 3 to 5 years, it's over. It's over. You're not gonna know what happened to you, and when that time comes, you're gonna be left behind. You're not gonna be able to survive. You're gonna be forced to pick between a basic meal or buying water, because they're gonna start charging on. I mean, they already charge on water, but you know, water is free when you go into restaurants, but they're gonna start charging on water too. It's a rich man's game now. It's being this is a catering towards the rich, the elite, and they know what they're doing, right? Society, this economy knows what's going on. They're trying to price everything and everybody out of life. You know, Gen Z unfortunately doesn't stand a chance. Before they even hit puberty, they don't even stand a chance, because by the time they hit 18, by the time they hit 21, you know, you see the inability of these young kids to find a job straight out of college. Can't find a job, obviously, but no experience and everything. But you can't even get an entry level job anymore. Entry level is being replaced by AI, which is why I keep telling you, you have to see the direction the world's headed towards, and you got to adapt. I'm on my way to do this too. I'm gonna drop a couple videos regarding what I'm doing, learning this coding, learning AI, and I'm gonna release this. I'm gonna release some posts. I'm gonna release some videos about the next steps to creating an app, creating a website, coding, trying to create AI agents that'll work for you while you sleep. The writing is on the wall, gentlemen. The writing is on the wall. And if you don't see what's happening now, you're going to be left behind. And if you don't wake up now, it's too late. This is the last awakening. TLA, this is it. This is it. It's now or never. It is now or never. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next video.